Welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. I'm Kim, and I'm your hostess of this podcast about spinning and knitting and dyeing of yarn. I am located right outside of Lima, Ohio, where I live with my cute little puppy dog and my kitty cat and my dear sweet husband. Today is July 25th, and this is episode 125. I kind of like the way that 25 works in there. Might mean something? I don't know. Okay, you can find me online on Ravelry as NapiersKnits and Naturally Kim's Knitting. You can find me on Etsy as NapiersKnits. You can find me on Instagram as knittin_Kim, and then you can find me as Naturally Kim's Knitting on YouTube, Blogger, and WordPress. Whew! Got all that out of the way. So now I can say hi, friends. I hope you're all doing great. It is going to be another warm day here in Lima, but you know what? I'd much rather have it be warm than have all that rain that we've been having lately. We would have like 2 inches in each rainstorm. It's surprising that plants are still alive, but they seem to be loving it. Japanese beetles love it too, but hey. Okay, we haven't had any new members join on the Ravelry group this week. I did have a couple new subscribers through YouTube. Why should you join the Ravelry group, you might ask? Well, we have a lot of fun little knit-alongs going on. Sorry, I'm bouncing. And in order to win any of the prizes, you do need to be a member of Naturally Kim's Knitting podcast group in Ravelry. I'm going to have a sip of my blackberry and sage tea today. I love that. Just get a hint of blackberry, and the sage is just a nice little undertone. Sorry. I love my tea. What can I say? Now, talking about knit-alongs, we have 3 currently going on. One is a finished object knit-along, very easy to take part in. All you have to do is finish an object, go to the Ravelry finished object thread, take a picture of it, and if you have a pattern name, put that in there too. And then at the end of every month, I use random number generator and I draw for a prize. How about that? Then we also have Tin Can Knits knit-along, which I have going on right now. And Tin Can Knits is a designer on Ravelry, and they have many free patterns, and they have some that have a cost attached to them. Just pick any pattern, knit it up, put a picture and the name of the pattern in the thread on the Ravelry group, and you'll be eligible to win. First prize will be a paid-for pattern from Tin Can Knits. Then I also have a NapiersKnits knit-along. Like I mentioned, I have a store on Etsy called NapiersKnits. And to take part in this, you have to make something, anything, out of some of the yarn that I've dyed. Whether you've won it as a prize, whether you purchased it, whatever, I don't care. You can, sorry, I was going to say spin. It'd be silly to spin it because it's already spun. But you can knit with it, crochet, weave, make pom-poms, do whatever you want to. I just want to see what kind of creative juices we have going out there with the NapiersKnits yarns. So and there is a coupon code for this yarn on the show notes. So if you go to the show notes, you can click on that and you can save 20% on any of the yarns. Okay, and that runs till August 4th. The knit-along goes till September 1st. And I should say, the Tin Can Knits goes till September 1st. And of course, the finished object one goes, I draw at the end of every month. Whew. That's a lot of stuff for me to remember, which is why I always have my handy-dandy show notes, which thank goodness my phone is working today. It is dying. I've got another one coming. I just don't have it yet. So what am I working on, you may ask? Well, I'll show you this first. This is a pattern test that I'm working on, and she told me I could go ahead and talk about it on my podcast. So Triona Designs, Patterns for Hand Knitting. This is available on Ravelry, I believe. If not, it will be soon. But if not, check out her other designs. Oh, beautiful. But let's see if I can show you a picture of that hat. That is what I'm pattern testing. Now, I haven't gotten real far with it yet. You can't see, dropped something, the pattern yet, but I've started. You can see there's a couple little cables there that we're working in, and I even enjoyed the ribbing on this. I dropped something I'm going to need later, and I don't think my toes are talented enough to pick it up. So just a minute. There we go. So that's Triona Designs, and that's the, I should tell you the name of it, Sun Tone Hat by Triona Murphy. I like her name too. And the fact that she uses a, see if I can get it up there, a Celtic knot in her name even endears her more to me. So that's one thing that I'm working on. I'm not going to talk ahead because I can never remember which ones. Oh, these are my new socks. I am kind of designing on my, not even kind of, I am designing on my own. Trying to see which one looks better. Okay. And, oh, this is called, I was trying to remember the name, that I just thought of it last night. I don't know if you can see the pattern in there. Yeah, there's a little picture of the pattern. I'm calling it Spread Your Wings because it kind of looks like something that's flying in the air. And that pattern is bordered on each side by a seed stitch. I'm going to finish knitting this up, and then I'm going to put the pattern. I'm going to put it on I'm going to make it available on Instagram to see if I can get any pattern testers. If any of you are interested in testing this pattern, let me know. And just PM me on Ravelry, and I'll be glad to get in touch with you. I didn't even look at my hair before I started. I am so sorry, people. Okay, so yeah, otherwise, after I've finished knitting it up, I will release it on Instagram for anybody who wants to do pattern testing, and any of you just let me know. And then I will make it free for one day on Ravelry. So it'll probably be the day after the podcast comes out. It will be free on Ravelry for one day and one day only. Okay, so and that's going to be a Christmas sock. Then looking at my scrap yarn socks. I had fun. I was just looking for 2 different colored leftover scraps that I have and tried to figure out, okay, somebody will like it, I'm sure. It's unique, let me say that. But this will be, it depends how unique it is. It will either be for myself or my husband, or it will be a soup kitchen. I haven't decided because I don't know what scrap I'm going to use next. I have my scraps in my closet, and I have some in this bag, and so when it comes next, I just reach in and grab one, and that's the color I'm using next. Then, oh my goodness, my Harley's, not mine, my daughter's Harley sweater. Oh my goodness, this is so gorgeous. It is so beautiful. I just really love this. Let me show the front of it. They're the same, the front and the back, except where the tie goes in the front is in the front. So isn't that gorgeous? I love the collar. I love this body. I'm increasing right now for the hips, and then I'll be working on the cabling that's at the base or at the bottom. And I love all the cables. I'm a cable lover. But this cable that goes down the center of the arms is beautiful. So that's my Harley sweater. You can see I've made quite a bit of progress since last week, where after I had to rip out all those, all that yarn. So I should tell you the information about it. It's from the Twist and Tweed book. from Knit Picks, which all their books are 40% off right now. Good deal. Not that I'm getting any. I can't. I have to buy a new phone. It's made out of Plymouth Select DK Merino Superwash, color 1017, and I use US 5 3.75 millimeter needles. So, yay, let me show you a picture of it in the book. What I like is once you get started on the pattern, it's really not difficult to make. Yeah, I really like this side view of it. Isn't that beautiful? I think it is. And then there's the front view. Let me show you the bottom ribbing. Cabling, actually. Isn't that nice? I think my daughter will like it. I told her how I had to rip it back. And I said, but it was well worth it because now it's working out just the way I was picturing it in my mind. One of these days I'm going to design another sweater too. Okay, that's all for my knitting. Now, I do have one finished object. Well, almost finished. I need to put the pom-pom on it. But I'm not crazy about this one. I made it a little bit bigger, which I suppose will be okay. But then I ran out of yarn, so I couldn't make it any deeper. But you can see it's just my free pattern that I have on NapiersKnits. It's okay. I'm just not thrilled with it for some reason. I don't know. But it'll go to the Chemo Caps for Kids group that I send it to, with their option of either giving it to one of the kids, or if it's too itchy or just not right, give it to a soup kitchen somewhere. So, I had an acquisition. I didn't buy the yarn. I have a wonderful, you may have heard me tell the story of how I got started knitting, but it bears to be repeating. My cousin was a knitter, and my mother wanted to find a way that, or something I could do with my hands that would keep me from biting my nails. So she asked my cousin Linda to please teach me how to knit. Now I must say it did not work with the biting of the nails, but that's okay, because you can't knit 24 hours a day. Not really. So my dear sweet cousin, she had a stroke, and she's now in a care facility, and oh, I love her dearly. I can't get down there. I do not have a car to travel around. My husband needs it for work, but with her stroke, she's not able to knit anymore. So I got this box full of yarn, and this box full of yarn. I mean, there's baby yarn in here, there's worsted weight, there's, you know, most of it is, I want to say, well, there's some red heart in here. Yeah, I think that's what most of them are. But anyways, I like getting the yarn. I just hate the fact that my cousin can no longer knit. You know, I'm always going to have fond memories of her teaching me how to cast on, and then teaching me the fundamentals of knitting, and then after that, I was just able to take off, and if it weren't for her, I wouldn't be here now podcasting, and I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I love my cousin. I love her sister, Leanne. She and I used to run around together and have so much fun. And my other friend, Linda Good. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have said her last name. She's also a good friend of mine. Okay, so that's all of those. Now, let me tell you, I'm going to talk about, oh, well, let me first of all let you know that Knit Picks, the Galileo yarn, is still on sale. It's a 50% merino wool and 50% viscose from bamboo. I am an affiliate with Knit Picks, so if you're interested in this yarn, it's $3.99 for a 50-gram ball. It's sports weight. If you could click on my link in the show notes, I will get a penny or two, and that will come back to you guys in prizes or help. Well, it won't help pay for postage because, no, I guess it could. They send me a check. So, and pay for postage and all that, because postage gets to be expensive. Let's see. Yeah, and they, of course, they have the 40% off of books. Now, these sales will change at the beginning of August. So, just so you know. My resolutions. I've got 7 pairs of socks for the soup kitchen done. I have 17 chemo caps that I've done, 5 scarves, and 3 garments. I'm okay. I'm just behind, and that irritates me. But I also have a wedding coming up. Well, first of all, we have a bridal shower, and it's a 3-hour drive there and back. So hopefully I can get some knitting done in the car. And then, of course, we'll be going over for the wedding, and hope maybe I can find some time during that time to work on knitting. There is a coupon code on the page for knit crates, if you're interested in joining one of their subscription clubs. I forget how much you get off, but if you click on the link, you will get so much off of that. That's in my show notes. And I'll let you know at this point, I'm going to review 4 craft books, and after that will be pictures of my yarns that are in my shop right now. So if you don't want to hear any of that, this would be a good time to click off. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. But right now, I gotta first move my yarn. I can't believe that. Okay, I have a book here called A Handwriting Manual. Now, there's something that you probably don't know about me. I do love calligraphy. And this book is just wonderful because it takes you step by step. It tells you how to do italics, how to make it legible, beautiful. I mean, and the examples they have throughout, don't know if you can really see that, are just amazing. So I am just so looking forward to getting into this book and seeing what I can do to help improve my calligraphy. So this is from Dover. It's $10.95, excuse me, Dover Publications. That's what all the craft books are that I'm doing right now. It's just beautiful. If you're into calligraphy, this is a wonderful manual to have on hand. Then, this is going to my granddaughter and grandson, which their mom will have to help them with. I have this book. It's Make Your Own Press Out Dragons. And what I love is they tell about the dragons, and these pages, like the cover is a sturdy page, but then they do not put the dragon design on the back of a page that tells about it. They put it on a separate paper. Oh, sorry. So that it's like that. And there's the back. And I'm sure Genevieve and Tobias's mommy will have to help them with this. But they have a Chinese dragon. I'm not going to pull all the pages out like that, but that first one, I should tell you what it was. It's a mythic dragon. Then we have the Chinese dragon. Then we have a fierce dragon. I think that's the last one. See if I'm wrong. Oh no, and then they have a legendary dragon. So I'm excited to send this out to my grandchildren, and if they don't work on it beforehand, maybe grandmom can help them with it. I love dragons. I do. That mythical beast just makes me feel good. Okay, then I have another one, which is a wonderful hands-on book for crafting with wooden crates and pallets. 25 simple projects to style your home. And as I mentioned before, all these books are from Dover. I should have told you. The Dragon book, $12.99. This book is $19.95. And I'll show you the back cover. because all those projects that they show back there are inside the book, and the things that are on the front also. It's a cool little book. I love, let me get the right side, that footstool. But it's so many creative things, and they take you step by step through everything. For example, if you want to make the hanging crate nightstands, they give you a list of materials that you need. Then they show you pictures and wording for each step of the project. I mean, it's just really cool. I love it. I have to show it to my husband because some of the things I probably can't do with my arthritis in my hands, but it's a really cool book too. I like this a lot. I didn't tell you another acquisition I got this week was a bicycle. My husband went out and bought me a bicycle. It is bright yellow and a helmet. And I went to ride it Sunday though, and the seat wouldn't stay on, and my husband goes, well, that's because this bolt is not the right bolt for the seat. So now we have to see if we can get the right bolt or a seat replacement. The fourth book I have from Dover is the Colored Pencil Manual, step-by-step instructions and techniques. And yes, this is a cool book. And yes, they do give you step-by-step instructions. However, I am not artistic in this way at all. So they tell you the materials you need and the different kinds of papers and pencils that are out there, blending supplies and all that. Well, okay, for example, they start with the importance of light and a setup. Okay, isn't that a beautiful picture? I can see the picture, I can picture it in my mind, but I cannot reproduce it to look anything like that. And I tell you, their drawings are so beautiful, I would be afraid to try them. But they talk about composition and the focal point. And they give you examples. I'm not putting it real close because I don't want you to actually read the book because, you know, that's not fair to them, to the author. How to turn the form. I mean, they show you step by step how to paint, how to use colored pencils for those eggs. I wouldn't be able to. So anyways, wonderful book. $19.95. I'm sure you can find it in many bookstores. I know you can find it online, but it also comes from Dover Publishing. So 4 craft books, all from Dover. All, I think, are wonderful books. I mean, we have the Handwriting Manual, once again. The Make Your Own Press Out Dragons. The Crafting, sorry, books aren't staying up there. Crafting with Wooden Crates and Pallets. And the Colored Pencil Manual. Great books. Okay, at this point, I will try to see if I can show you the pictures of the yarn that I have in my shop. Okay, maybe it's better like that. No, I like it better like that. Trying to decide which way. This is the Genevieve fingering weight, 75% merino, 25% nylon, fingering weight yarn, and that's Genevieve, and it's named after my daughter, my granddaughter, and it is variegated. All these yarns are variegated, not self-striping. If you want to see any of these in self-striping, you can ask me and I can make them up in self-striping. It will just take me a little while to do it because, of course, I'm starting from scratch. These are already done up. Yeah, that's named after my granddaughter because it has her favorite colors in it. Then my daughter and granddaughter named this one. My grandson might have too. Cloudy Skies fingering weight, southwest, superwash merino, and 25% nylon. Trying to get that so you get good representation. Then Wildflower Field, a fingering weight, superwash merino and nylon. I like this one. I like all of them. I was going to say, what am I saying? I like one over, I like them all. This is Midnight Journey. I like it because it has the dark blue, you know, like if you're driving out in the country, and then the white is like splashes of headlights or stars or street lights. And I like that one. And then this one is called Tobias because my grandson likes blues. He might change his mind as he gets older, but for right now, this is the Tobias fingering weight. And they're all 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. So I think that's it for today. I think I covered everything. We didn't have any questions. I am still reading Abdul and Victoria. Hopefully I'll get that finished this week. It's very good. What else is going on in my life? Not much else. Wedding things. And pattern testing. I had to turn CC down because I've got the two going on and I just can't. I have to stop myself at some point. My husband was shocked, especially since it's a CC design. Anyways, oh, I'm sorry for the fan going up above. I didn't even notice that till just now. I turned it off last week, I think. Anyways, I hope you guys all have a wonderful, great, terrific, fabulous week. Enjoy the summer weather if you're in the northern hemisphere, and I hope you're enjoying winter if you're in the southern hemisphere. Let's see, what else? Well, I hope you have a great week. Hope crafting goes well. I hope you don't make any mistakes. But if you do, I hope they're easy to fix. I love all of you. Big, big hugs. And I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.